Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. In the name of His Son, Yeshua. I want to welcome everybody to another quick hitter. And today we have joining us the brother Ibri and the big brother Cleo. We're going to go into a quick hitter, and it's entitled, Sometimes We Think We Know. All right. Now, sometimes we think we know things, but it's not always what we thought. And it's important to have that mindset so that you keep a level of humility about you, so that we don't condemn each other based off of things that we're not fully understanding, right? Or based off of anything that we may fully understand. The goal is that we not condemn one another and allow knowledge to puff us up to a point that we think that we can't be corrected or we have nothing to learn. All right. Also, I want to welcome the brother Kadarian. Blessings, big brother.
Shalom.
All right, so I want to start this conversation off with this premise. All right, I'm going to go to Joel, the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 32. And it says, "And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For out of Mount Zion and out of Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and out of the remnant whom the Most High shall call." All right, but let's get another one for that. I'm gonna get one out of the New Testament, right? And the reason why is so we can put to bed also this whole thing that whosoever is talking about everybody. Because you notice in that last verse it says, for out of Jerusalem should be deliverance. Now, in Acts chapter 2 and 21 it says, "And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know." So here again, you can see the audience being addressed within the you or whosoever, right, is ye men of Israel, right, and out of Jerusalem. But what we want to focus on here is whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved, right? So, does that mean that the Most High has a particular name that we must call on? Does that mean that if you're not calling on this particular name, you won't be saved? Well, sometimes, and I'm guilty of it, we tend to put our own thought process within that and not realize that the Most High doesn't speak one particular language. Right? Does the Most High only speak Hebrew? Does the Most High only speak English or Spanish or wherever our people are scattered? Is that the only language that the Most High can hear his people in? And if it's not, then you have to ask yourself, how are we going to be saved if everybody's calling on them and we have different languages that we may be calling on the Most High? Well, a clue to that is this. We're going to take it to the book of Hosea. And we're going to start at chapter 2, verse 15. And we're going to read through verse 17. And it says, "I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there as in the day of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And it should be at that day, said the Most High, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt call me no more Bailey. For I would take the names of Balaam out of her mouth, and they should no more be remembered by their name." All right? So, this is what you must ask yourself, Israel. if whosoever shall call upon the name of the Most High shall be saved. How do we have people that made it out of captivity and delivered into the wilderness of the people being purged of the names of Balaam out of their mouth? All right. So this tells you that when we come out of the wilderness or into the wilderness, that we won't all have the Most High's name. We won't all know what the Most High's name is. Notice he said the names of Balaam. So there's many different variations of this name floating around within the nation of Israel, within our kingdom, or within our people. So when we talk about whosoever shall call upon the name of the Most High, it must mean something different than what we think. Right? Now, before I move on to the commentary with the brothers, I want to share something that the Most High said to Moses out of the book of Philo. And I'm going to get deeper into the book of Philo and give you some more information of its origins and everything. But just a short statement about it. Philo's a historian that was an understudy of Josephus. All right. But it says in the book of Philo on the life of Moses on page 466, verse 74. And this is recounting Moses' interactions with the Most High when he asked him for his name. And it says in 74, but Moses, not being ignorant that even his own countrymen would distrust his word, and also that everyone else would do so, said, if then they ask, what is the name of him who sent thee? And if I know not what to reply to them, shall I not seem to be deceiving them? And the Most High said, at first say unto them, I am that I am, that when they have learnt that there is a difference between him that is and him that is not, they may be further taught by that there is no name whatsoever that can be properly assigned to me, who am the only being to whom existence belongs. All right. Now I'm going to stop right there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to continue. Hold on. It goes on to say, and if inasmuch as they are weak in their natural abilities, they shall inquire further about my appellation. Tell them not only this one fact, that I am the Most High, but also that I am the Most High of those men who have derived their names from virtue. That I am the Most High of Abraham, and the Most High of Isaac, and the Most High of Jacob, one of whom is the rule of wisdom, which is derived from teaching, another of natural wisdom, and the third which is derived from the practice. And if they are still distrustful, and shall be taught by these tokens, and then shall change their disposition, seeing signs as no man has hither to have seen or heard. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. So according to the book of Philo, it is the Most High that gives names. All right, we cannot name the Most High, and there was a reason why the Most High told Moses, "I am that I am," so that we can understand that there's a difference between him that is and him that is not. All right, that's what it was all about. Us understanding what is the Most High and what is not the Most High. All right. He is the God of those men that derive their names from virtue. So how do we now put a stumbling block or put before our brothers and sisters who may be calling on a name based off of their own understanding or based off what they've been taught to be the Most High, but calling in sincerity and say you're condemned because you don't call in the same name as me? We can't do that to each other. We can't condemn another brother for saying the Most High name is Ahiah. We can't condemn another brother for saying the Most High name is Yahuwah. We can't condemn another brother for saying the Most High is what other name that they've been taught and that they sincerely believe. We have to have compassion. We have to have empathy. We have to have patience with one another in this regard, because it's about the sincerity in which we call the Most High. Because even if you got the Most High's name and you a wicked person, what good would it do to call on His name? But that's all I wanted to say on that, brothers. Did you have anything y'all wanted to add?
If I can, I want to share something real quick to sort of add to what you brought out. Is it a way you could share it?
Yeah, share it.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
It says, this is the apocalypse of Abraham. It says, and it came to pass when I heard the voice of him who spake such words to me, and I looked hither and thither, and lo, there was no breath of a man, and my spirit was affrighted, and my soul fled from me, and I became like a stone and fell down upon the earth, for I had no more strength to stand on the earth. And while I was still lying on my face upon the earth, I heard the voice of the Holy One speaking, Go, Joel, which was the angel at the time speaking to Abraham, and by means of my ineffable name, raise me yonder man and strengthen him so that he recover from his trembling. So basically, I just wanted to read this part. This is the Most High speaking and dealing with Abraham. He says, by means of my ineffable name. And if you look up that term, I got it pulled up. It says the term ineffable means too great or extreme to be expressed or described in words. And so this is what he was describing himself as in the apocalypse of Abraham. But that's pretty much all I had on that.
Anybody else had anything to add?
Yeah, I used to get caught up in the names a lot, especially when you first come into truth. You heard Yahuwah, Yahweh, Ahia, Yahshua, and I used to be like, Lord, I don't know what to call them. But one thing I say to the people that we know that he's not that, what Brother Cleo say, the zigzag man.
Exactly.
But we know that. We know that he's a brother. He's, our brother. So, even though we know that the name Jesus is a Greek name, whatever, but I still use that name to get people to understand. Because when you teaching and you saying all these other names, they ain't gonna know what you're talking about. And sometimes you can push our own people away because that's the way that only name they know is Jesus. So yes, I agree that when we get in the wilderness, according to Hosea, we'll know the true name. But we do know that we are the Israelites, and he had to be like us. So that's most important.
All right. First of all, shalom to everybody on the panel. Peace and blessings, Kadar. Didn't speak to you earlier.
Yeah, shalom.
I wanna land back on make 2 points. Land back onto what Kadar said, and I want to bring up if somebody can grab Revelation 19 and 16 and read that, please.
I got it.
Okay, can you read that, brother?
19 and 16, got it. And it says in Revelation chapter 19, verse 16, and he hath his vesture, and on his thigh a name written, King of
Right
Kings.
here. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about right here?
Mashiach.
Okay, read that again, bro, please.
And he hath on his vesture, and on his thigh a name written, King of
What's the name
Kings.
of the zigzag man?
A name written.
Was it Ahia?
No,
Was
I don't
it
know.
Yeshua? We don't know.
We don't know.
So it's like you said earlier, it's the tent of the heart. Okay, so now I'm going to address something else that is very critical. Go to Ephesians 6:12, and the name thing is important, but we also need to understand that he is more than what we've been programmed to believe, right? If somebody grab Ephesians 6 and 12 and read that for me, please.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12.
Yes.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
Uh-huh.
but against principalities,
Uh-huh.
against powers.
Stop right there.
Against
What? Stop right there. Okay, so against powers. So everybody's always referring to the Most High, the Father, as a power. He is more than a power because these are all things that he created that he's listing. Read this verse again. Read it again, please.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Okay, so if you're going to call the Father a power, you actually diminishing the fullness of him because he's more than a power. Now, if you say that he's our power, that's fine, but he's not just a power. So we get that into our heads too, that these are things that he made and created because the book says he created good and evil. That's what the book says. And so we can't just see him as something that he created. He's much, much bigger than that. So we can't put him in this category.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We can't fully fathom what he is.
At all. At all. And the name, that's one thing, and that's very, very important because that's how we can potentially relate to him, right? But we can't even understand what to even call him. Because the our people asked him, hey, well, Moses asked him, what should I call you? Because that was way above his pay grade. We talk about Moses. Moses was trained in every science that we're trying to figure out today. Because he was raised in the house of Pharaoh. Pharaoh and them and the Egyptians had access to, if you want to say alien technology, if you want to say Lemuria, or what's that, the lost city of Atlantis, whatever technology you want to think of, the Egyptians had it. Elsewise, you wouldn't have the pyramids. So that brother was trained, and he had a lot of knowledge, and he had to ask him, hey, look, I know about all these other dudes that's on these walls here. What do I name you? What kind of name do I give you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is what we have to remember when we go out there and we speak to people or we speak to our family, to not be so quick to condemn one another based off of whatever the Most High's name they may be calling, unless they just flat out saying the devil is the Most High or Satan, then But I'm sure we have enough understanding to know, like, look, you're purposely calling the Most High something that's evil, all right? So if somebody calls the Most High Yah, or somebody calls the Most High Yahuwah, Yahweh, Ahia, if somebody calls on the name of Jesus, don't look for us to be condemning them. We're more concerned with the spirit behind the falseness of that. Rather than to condemn somebody on something that they may not even know. All right, but that's all I want to say. Did anybody have anything left to say before we cut out?
Nah, that's it for me.
All right.
Peace.
All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Shalom and blessings. This has been another quick hitter.
Glad to have the brother Cleo back.
Yes.
Amen.
Shalom, old Eddie Kane.
I see you too.